Hey guys, it's Brendan from Manga Reviews, and today's review will be on Gate Season 2. I do hope you enjoy. The story, as we know, is about a mysterious gate which appeared in Tokyo, linking the modern world with a magical medieval one. It deals with the involvement of the JSDF to protect the citizens, and we know the rest. The first season was originally intended to be 24 episodes long, but they went with only 12. This season picks up where they left off. Yes, it is the same story. We're just moving on with further adventures of our characters. Since the first season left off, I was kind of waiting for the second season. I wasn't exactly hyped for it though. I just really wanted to find out how the story ended. It seemed very incomplete for the first season. Season 2 shows the most anticipated, or at least by me, the one and only Fire Dragon arc. Does it satisfy the anticipation though? Does it continue the same story in the way it did before? Is it better off than the first season? These are questions that come to our mind when we speak of the first season. So, let's get into the action here. Moving into the plot, as I said before, does the second season move on from where the first season left off? Having watched the trailer, I initially thought that this season is going to only contain the Fire Dragon arc, dragging it for a whole season. But surprisingly, there is also the Duran arc. The Fire Dragon arc was good, but it wasn't great. Did I expect more? Maybe, but it could have been better. The Duran arc, which I wasn't expecting in all honesty, focused on two events, and I personally liked this one better than the first arc. The atmosphere of the story was rather dark than the previous season. If you haven't watched the previous season first, I'd recommend watching this video so you can get a basic idea of it and then continue with this video. The characters are pretty much the same as they were in the first season, although I really did wish for some more development. We know that a new character was introduced almost at the end of the first season. In this season now, we get to know more about her personality, especially during the first arc. Tuka pretty much got the spotlight in that arc though, while Lily was more focused on in the second season. We also see less of Itami's platoon than we did in the first season, which kind of disappoints me because they were pretty funny and the interactions they did have actually helped the story along. Art and visuals are exactly the same as they were in the first season, which makes sense because it was meant to be 24 episodes. The background seemed a bit weird, however the military aspects like vehicles and weaponry are portrayed in quite a realistic way. Also, the fantasy world was done justice by certain aspects being used. I like how some of the animation and soundtracks were reused from the first season. It's not that bad though, the sounds are rather good. The opening theme song is sung by Akiboshi Rocket, and the end theme song is Itsu Date Communication by Lily, Tuka and Rory, and honestly, I absolutely love this one. I reckon the ending was better than the opening. But hey, that's just my opinion. Let's talk about the pros first. The darker atmospheres really did make this story more compelling, and the animation was good. As well as the soundtrack, well, at least the ending, was great. The character development of Tuka and Lily met to the need of the story. Portrayal of the military aspects were amazing, and I can't stress it out more. However, the most important thing that satisfied me was the explanation on how the gate exactly worked. The cons of this anime weren't particularly too bad this time. The pacing was a little bit off though with the storyline, and Itami's platoon wasn't shown as much, so I did miss the interactions with them. But other than that, they did a pretty good job. Finally, Season 2 of Gate has maintained a nice balance between storytelling and the characters, with less comedy and more serious stuff. It's a show that just keeps on giving. I really did enjoy watching this season. It's a good sequel that finally concludes the story, although the light novel does have some more arcs to it. The anime did do a satisfying job for me, at least. So with all those things said, I'm giving Gate a B rank. It's slightly better than the first season if you have watched that one. If you haven't again, please watch our first season review. It will give you more clarification on the actual story in the first season. And with that said, hope you enjoyed. Thanks for watching the video.
Please like and subscribe.